NX Hybrid. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Game 3 between the Cavs and the Raptors. Cavs looking to continue their playoff domination over Toronto.
The Raptors cannot afford to go down 3 games to nothing. James, reverse time. Clarkson with reverse scoop shot. Step through and one. Putting some muscle in his hustle. Valanciunas inside, and here come the Raptors, trailing by a single point.
LeBron James is attacking tonight, and that's what you want.
James downhill. Look out. Inside, gets it to fall. A push. Fouled. Count it. Step back 3. Got it. Ibaka makes it a 4-point contest. James to the basket and one. A tough fadeaway. Who said it was tough? And an Obi for 3. That is tied.
LeBron with 5. LeBron on the left wing. Drives. Runner for the win. Banks it in.
Good night, Cleveland.
Oh, my goodness.
That is, we need to start right there because we need to dissect it, watch it 1,000 more times. I don't think you can watch it enough because there was so much great basketball. Well, Saturday more than the other. But we need to go back to this one, Ty Lue, because I want to hear the strategy aspect of everything. Ty Lue opts to take the ball out at full court rather than half court. LeBron James, if you have LeBron James, you can do a lot. Goes coast to coast. As time is expiring, and as you know what happens next, this ridiculous shot off the glass wins the game. Greeny, your reaction when you initially saw it?
Well, I mean, it feels like the world stopped. And Jalen made the point a little bit earlier that everyone on the planet knows what's going to happen. Everyone knows where the ball is going to go. There isn't any question about it. And it's just unstoppable. And you made, I think, Beetle, the right point when we talked about this earlier, which is this was the hole in his game. The hole in his game was you did not feel totally comfortable with him taking the big shot late, which led a lot of people to the, in my opinion, completely unfair and erroneous criticism that he was a willing passer late games because he was afraid to take the shot. He was playing good basketball late in games. I always thought that criticism was ridiculous. But I did believe that he wasn't totally confident taking the late shot, maybe because he doesn't have anyone else on his team you would even consider giving it to at this point. He now clearly is going to be the guy to take the shot, and it feels like he makes it every time. He's playing right now as well as I've ever seen anyone play in my life. I've been watching the game 40 years.
I almost shed a tear over the weekend because LeBron James on the all-time list, he passed Magic Johnson, in my opinion.
Oh, buddy.
Well, listen, if
Well,
you'd
you
listened to
didn't
me a
make
week
this
ago, I
announcement
would
over
have
the
told you
weekend?
we didn't need it this week. He'd already done it.
Here's the thing, like, the greatness of LeBron James, normally when players get traded, young players get the opportunity to flourish. Trading Kyrie Irving unlocked parts of LeBron James' game that we had not seen. He's had more triple-doubles than at any point of his career for this season. He's made more clutch shots. To your point, what happens in basketball is you play the percentages. So if somebody gets a technical foul, if I shoot 80 and you shoot 85, you're going to shoot the technical foul. So LeBron James, being a basketball genius, he's a willing passer to the guy that's going to make the better percentage play. In the last couple of years, that was Kyrie Irving.
Right.
He's not there anymore. So now we're seeing LeBron James in a position to make these plays. And hindsight is always 20/20. We can talk about what the Raptors didn't do on that final play.
And we will.
LeBron James has never hit a game-winning shot off 1 foot on the left side of the hoop, off the bank shot. Like, that was just like a horse shot. So for him to have the confidence and the skill to make that shot, his game has really gone to another level.
His numbers in this postseason would suggest that he's playing better right now than maybe anybody has since numbers were totally different in the 60s. You got to go back to people like Wilt Chamberlain for people who put up numbers the way he's doing in these playoffs right now.
Yeah, I feel like we're headed back to Cleveland, which is the first time I've said
so
that
enthusiastic.
all season. No, don't at me, Cleveland. It's fine. I had good avocado toast at the hotel. But that being said, I saw a few people mention this weekend, and I'm kind of there right now. I don't even want to do the comparisons right now. I genuinely want to just enjoy what this is. Because if this man is going to drag a team into the conference finals and potentially into the finals, I just want to enjoy it. We can argue about who's the best of all time later on, but for now, it's a heck of a show.
If by later on you mean 20 minutes from now,
yeah, I'm taking myself out of that.
Because I wrote about that for today, and we're going to do it later.
No, you guys are arguing. You guys are arguing. All right, so the other game was also pretty amazing. Celtics beat the Sixers. It was an overtime barn burner, included a Sixer collapse, costly turnovers by both stars of the process, and a buzzer beater by Marco Bellinelli, a premature confetti explosion, and a couple of genius plays out of timeouts by one coach, Brad Stevens. So, you know what, we're going to start with the losers in this one just because of the process. Who's to blame?
Woosah. There's so much to unpack in this series that it's fascinating. First and foremost, the players are to blame for Philadelphia coming up short. There's only so much a coach can do. Now, however, Brett Brown, you might want to consider playing Markelle Fultz. You did take him #1. It is the playoffs. At least give the young man some experience. Oh, and by the way, he did have a triple-double in the final game of the regular season. Just putting that out there. And so for those that want to get on him for that, I guess he was a genius when he drew up an out-of-bounds play for Marco Bellinelli to shoot the jump shot and to tie the game. So for those prisoners of the moment, people forget about that play. This is why I blame the players, Bees, because when you inbound the basketball to J.J. Redick, that's your veteran. That's the guy that's been in the playoffs multiple times. He's a great free throw shooter also. You think he's going to make a good decision with the ball. But when he gets the ball, if you look and Ben Simmons is not looking at you, you probably shouldn't throw him the ball.
It's a good plan.
And so you got to give credit to Terry Rozier, who got 2 late steals in these situations because of his quickness, his awareness, his ball pressure, and look how they converted defense and offense really fast. So there were a couple of times late in that game where I felt like Philadelphia had the opportunity to close the deal, and they just were not able.
Yeah, look, I'm done picking against the Celtics. And to the point you made a moment ago, listen, I picked against them against Milwaukee. I picked against them in this series. And I'm done picking against them for a variety of reasons. And Brad Stevens is getting the lion's share of the credit. He deserves it. Right now, he's as good a coach as there is in any sport, as impactful a coach as there is in any sport. But he's not doing it with chumps. He's doing it with much better players than I think we realized. I mean, these guys are good, very good, and they're versatile, and they play defense, and they're long. They're all the things that we always say you want in NBA players today. They just don't have the one dynamic superstar that we assume you need to have to win a championship. They'll be the only team left standing that doesn't have one when we get to probably by the end of this week, and let's see what they do.
So a couple of things on Brad Stevens. I covered him when he was in college, did a terrific job leading Butler to back-to-back NCAA championship games. The process started when Danny Ainge decided to sign him from college and give him a 6-year contract.
Yeah, you're right.
Teams could have gotten Brad Stevens. Nobody was lining up to give him an NBA coaching job. So when he planted that seed, that now enables him to develop the players that we see. And is he doing a terrific job? Absolutely. One of the best in the game, probably top 2 or 3. But here's also what I don't want people to overlook. When the San Antonio Spurs had their great teams, the last maybe 2 or 3 championships, they had 1 lottery pick on the team, Tim Duncan.
Right.
Danny Ainge has equipped this Celtics roster with multiple lottery picks. Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Marcus Smart. These guys were lottery picks. So now they're playing to their potential.
Yeah, we didn't pay attention.
And maybe next year with Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, they go in maybe as the favorite in the Eastern Conference. All right, Thursday night, we may have a pair of Game 6s for you.
Oh, maybe.
It's going to depend if the series go that far. 8 Eastern, it would be Warriors-Pelicans. Then after that, Rockets and Jazz. Coverage will begin 7 Eastern with NBA Countdown presented by Mountain Dew Kickstart. And as always, everything is live on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. All right, so we may just be getting started this morning, but Matt Harvey's tumultuous tenure in Flushing has already come to an end. How did we get here, and what is next for the man they call the Dark Knight? We'll discuss all the possibilities. Plus, LeBron has been unstoppable against Toronto, and Utah can't handle Harden. But neither is the most unguardable player in the game today. You'll find out who is next.
So you'll be here to help